Mothermania, the best of the mothers of invention. This was a 1969 compilation album. Now I bought this copy from the vinyl sale at the Wycombe Art Centre, and it was 25 quid, but I didn't have 25 quid. I volunteered to go home and get the money, but he let me have it for 22 quid. But it was top of my list of albums I wanted. Now the sticker that came with it said that it's the 1969 release on Verve, which it probably isn't, because it does say Bizarre and it's produced by Polydor. So it must be well, it's certainly not a first press. Now I actually have CDs of all the albums that Zappa made while he was alive, and I never got the CD of this because technically it's a compilation album. Now technically it's a compilation album, but Frank Zappa actually remixed, and I don't know, I think he used some different takes to make up this compilation, so it's very much his own work. And when I got to the end of collecting my CDs, I found that you couldn't get this on CD, so this is why this became #1 on my list of albums I wanted. And I used to have it back in the day. Now I probably first encountered Frank Zappa when I borrowed the album Burnt Weenie Sandwich off somebody, and I taped it. And the thing with Burnt Weenie Sandwich is that it's quite serious. It's got these sort of Zappa's modern classical compositions, which were recorded by the Mothers, so recorded by a rock band. And it's got these long sort of jazz improvisations, and it's got 2 really good doo-wop songs on it. But it also has a spoken piece where Zappa's talking to the audience, and he's like telling them that if they behave themselves, he will play Brown Shoes Don't Make It. And then he doesn't play Brown Shoes Don't Make It. It's not on the album, but of course it piqued my interest in that song. So I also, one night I was listening to John Peel and he played the song Mother People, and I was totally amazed by that. So I found a copy of this album. There was a shop we had in South Harrow, second-hand music shop, and we used to call it Sell and Be, although it was probably Sell and Buy. And I must have picked it up for probably less than 10 bob. It was a really beaten up, scratched old copy, and I just played it a lot. I played it to my friends. We would sit there and it was like we were listening to the Oracle. We just totally took this thing in. And I actually never got the other album. It covers the first 4 albums, or first 3 of the first 4 albums, or something like that. And I never got the rest of those albums because I also picked up this compilation, which I don't think was approved by Frank Zappa. And this had most of the other stuff from the albums. So I didn't really start collecting Zappa albums. The first one, earliest one I had, I think, was Uncle Meat, and then I had Hot Rats. So this album, it starts with Brown Shoes Don't Make It, and Brown Shoes Don't Make It. I don't understand why I love it so much, and why Zappa fans love it so much. It's like a composite. It's like Bohemian Rhapsody or the long one from the Abbey Road album, only in your nightmares. It's kind of spooky and dark, and it has this sort of it's a bit like crooner singing, and it's a bit like surf rock, and it's a bit like a horror film soundtrack, and it climaxes in this big orchestral climax that it's like absolutely furious. It was done sometime before the Beatles did it, on A Day in the Life. And it, like a lot of the tracks on this album, it covers Zappa's lyrical obsessions with the sort of twisted sex lives of the normal suburban types and of politicians and show business types. And it tries to point out their hypocrisy. And there's a standout bit in Brown Shoes Don't Make It where he goes, it's only 13 and she knows how to nasty. And then it goes into a really savage Beach Boys parody. And I think Brown Shoes Don't Make It is one of my all-time favourite songs. And this then goes into Mother People. Now the thing is, Mother People, Brown Shoes Don't Make It was on the second album. And Mother People was on the We're Only In It For The Money, which was like the third album. And We're Only In It For The Money the album sounds much lighter than the first two albums. It sounds almost poppy and breezy, and it's got that's probably part of the parody of it. Whereas the first two albums have got loads of music concrete and just general noises going on and stuff like that. We're Only In It For The Money is like a parody of a pop album. It's like a parody of Sgt. Pepper, really. That's why they probably did the cover. But what Zappa's done is he makes Mother People fit. So it goes straight from Brown Shoes Don't Make It into Mother People almost seamlessly. And this is an uncensored edit of Mother People. They had to censor it on the album We're Only In It For The Money. And Mother People is just this, it's fast, it's really catchy, but it's got really clever time changes. And it's another totally intriguing song, and another one of my favourites. So after Mother People, we then get Duke of Prunes, which is basically a vegetable-based parody of 50s music. And then we get Call Any Vegetable, which seems to be about having sex with vegetables, but that's probably just disguising the the way it's commenting on the discrimination. And the other thing I like about Call Any Vegetable is that the instrumental section was taken from Holst's Jupiter from the Planet Suites. And then after Call Any Vegetable, we have the Idiot Bastard Son, which is another song from We're Only In It For The Money that seems to fit on this album. And Idiot Bastard Son is part of a suite of songs which on which Zappa basically criticises American parenting of the 1960s. Then after, on start of side 2, we have It Can't Happen Here. Now, It Can't Happen Here ought to be impossible to listen to. It's like a deliberately dissonant a cappella song with all kinds of stuff going on in the background that interferes, even makes the dissonant nature of the a cappella singing worse, so to speak. But somehow it works. Somehow the voices together, it sort of rocks, and it's sort of funny, and it sort of has a social commentary. And I don't know how they did it. How they made something so chaotic and technically awful actually quite funny and fairly listenable too. After that, you're probably wondering why I'm here. And this is a fairly conventional song, and it's got this chorus. It's like a classical fanfare. And it's another one, a protest type lyric. But it, rather than being a conventional rock song, the main feature, the main instrumental feature, is a rasping kazoo, which isn't actually seem to be played that well. Then after that, we get Who Are the Brain Police? And this is a sonic nightmare. It's got these scary chanting vocals and it's got distorted guitars. And the singer sings in an unusually conventional manner, but the lyrical concept is totally dystopian. It's actually, for a song, it's quite frightening. Then we get Plastic People. And Frank Zappa had almost an obsession with the song Louie Louie, and bits of it occur all over the place. And Plastic People is basically a song about fakeness and Nazis. Yeah, it covers some of his favourite topics like antiperspirants and hairspray. There's one bit where the guy says, I went off you because I got fed up with your hairspray, or something like that. Then we get the song Hungry Freaks Daddy, which is like a conventional rock song. It's a really good rock song, but when it was recorded, it really rocks. And it's got guitar solos, and Frank plays the guitar, and you can see why at the time he was considered one of the great guitarists. This is a song that it's a bit like Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's quite commercial, and once again, the lyrics are it's all about Mr. America and warning him about the coming of the Hungry Freaks Daddy. And then finally we get America Drinks and Goes Home, which is it's sort of like a late night bar band, and it's sort of like the singer of the late night bar band is telling all the drunken people to drink up and go home. And the band, the singer's a bit of a crooner, and the band are sort of like the band that was in the Blues Brothers, Merv and the Magitones. And this sort of, this is how the album ends, with somebody telling you to drink up and go home. And yes, I absolutely love this album, Mothermania, Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention.